Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing with our Fanhome Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord build with part 40. We are now moving back to a Zord we haven't seen since issue 1 with our pterodactyl. So without further ado, let's get this opened up and it's building time. Screws from the previous issue. Let's get that opened. I'll put them on the side. And we'll take our screws out. There we go. Put those over aside. Let's get our instruction manual. And the first thing we are going to do is fit the left side of the chest plate, which we got from the previous part. That just clips on like that, and then we need 2 of our screws to screw it into place. I'm just going to get the first screwdriver I can find. No, the other one. Here we go. 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 One. Screw doesn't like that. A little better. That's better. There we have our left side. I'm just going to get a better screwdriver. Okay, so we now need our right plate. And this should fit in very much the same fashion. So just clips onto like that. And then 2 screws to screw it into place. There we go. 1, 2. Then we need the actual center plate, and this will fit on like so. So you get a nice metallic chrome chest plate. Really look quite nice and reflective. My only concern is how dirty and smeared that's going to get with time. But it certainly does look nice. Although I will say that personally, while this is obviously a lot more screen accurate, I personally prefer the stylized choice for the chest plate from the Zap Megazord. I just quite liked the design choices they've made with that chest plate, but obviously it wasn't screen accurate. And this is, or at the very least it's closer to being screen accurate, shall we say. Now, personally, I feel that if you're trying to sell this magazine, issue 1 should have come with the chest plates as well as the frame. Just while I'm certain you could have still worked this out to 120 parts somewhere along the line, but just having this all as one assembled unit, I feel really helps sell what you're getting, and the level of detail and work going into it. But this is what it is. Now we need our 2 covers, and these are our right and our left, and they will just flip over. No, that will go on like that. There we go. It goes in like so, and the left one will clip on like, or the right one even, will clip on the same way. There's some leftover filament from the plastic mould on this. There we go. There we go. Oh, it just clips on like that. Looks like these will screw in, but we don't seem to have any screws yet. Presumably the screws will be with the next part. So I think maybe we can move on to the next part and take a look, shall we? Which is issue 41. Here we go. So this looks like it is going to be our pterodactyl head. Let's move that to one side for a moment. Get this open and take a look. So let's take a look at our head, shall we? So we can get a nice look. Here we go. So here's our headpiece. It's made of a white plastic with some pink paint throughout. It's interesting that we've got the multicolours here and they haven't tried to do these as clip-ins or anything like that. I suppose maybe it would have been a little too intricate to have done that way, and I do like it as the one unit. Now we get some nice moulded detail here. Size wise, you get a sense of scale there. So we'll put that to one side for now, and we will continue with our assembly. So the first thing we want to do is probably get our screws out. We've got some more eyes on clips. We've got some more pins, rubber washers, bunch of PB screws. So put those to one side, put a little more screws. No, it doesn't appear we have any more screws. So the first thing we want is this piece and this piece. And down here we will be creating our... This does not... Why is this not going? There we go. There we go. It's just resting on for now. So then this piece goes on the back like this, I believe. Yep, that will go there. And this piece will come up on the front by the looks of things. I think that's going to fit. Okay, I'm going to move those two back plates to one side for now. Let's have a look at this. It's not going to fit that. There we go. So that wants to clip on like that. I think that's correct. It's definitely, no, it's not going to go the other way at all. So that is the correct way for that. This will come in and clip at the back. So 2 PB screws to hold this into place. Just a case of trying to keep this lined up while you get the screw in. There we go. That's one. And then before we finish up, we can bring in the second screw and get that in. There we go. 2. Second screw's done. Then we need this piece to clip in somewhere. Okay, so I believe with this down like that, that will just come to rest in there. I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know if eventually this will need to be glued into place, depending how loose of a fit it is. So I'm just going to leave that for now, and we'll see in the long run. Moving that to one side, we're now going to look at the assembly of the head. So we need this piece. We need our wire and what I believe to be our LED light. Yeah, this is going to be our LED light, I believe. And this will go right. So with this facing up and the wires facing to the back, this will go on like that. So I think this is going to have to be another head where I am mindful of whether we are going to have any light bleed or not with the with the eyes. Hopefully we won't, but given there we go. So that will screw in like that. That's that. That goes to one side for now. Then we want our eyepieces. We get our clippers. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And get in our eye. So we then need these marked. No, these don't appear to be marked left and right, but they probably will only fit accordingly. So let's try and get these into... Nope. So that definitely, that's it. There we go. It's about a case of trying to get them lined up. They will, each one will only fit in one of the sockets. Bit of an awkward fit. And you get one in and then the other one comes out. There we go. That's both of them into place. Then we take our light sensor and its casing, and with the wire facing to the back of the head, this comes over like that. So I don't think we're necessarily going to have to worry too much about light bleed on this. Obviously there's no joints in the head along the middle, so there's no potential for light bleed along there. And this box will help block out light bleed between, I assume, the bottom of the mouth. It looks like there will be a joint here, so hopefully light bleed won't be an issue on this, and essentially the saber-toothed tiger would have been the only one with the light bleed. And again, if I had known that, I certainly would have looked at sorting that before it got to a position where it couldn't be undone. The wire wants to hang out at the back here, so be careful with that. Yep. Then we are taking these two ports, and first thing, so this wants us to do, right, okay. Refer to the image and then insert the head joint brushing and the neck joint brushing into the opposite ends of the right and neck. Okay, so we now want the rubber washers. Okay, and it looks like they are sized, so I'm assuming the smaller one goes in the bottom and the bigger one will likely go into the top. Yes, I think that it's really hard to see on the image, but I'm 90% certain that the bigger one's going at the top, the smaller one at the bottom. The image, because it's that weird light colouring on light colouring, it's just really hard to see. So that will go like that. Then rotate the cable of the LED light for the eyes through the inside of the left side of the neck, marked with an L, which is going to be this piece. Then join the right side of the neck to the left side of the neck and insert the assembled parts into this. So this, oh, I think I see. So I think that's going to go through here, up there and out there, I think. I can't say it's particularly clear. It wants to do that. It's going to be a case of eventually that's going to be the right, so that's got to be the left side, right? Yep. Problem is, the instructions don't show you actually feeding the wire through it. There's a dotted arrow going through it, but it's not particularly clear. And it's certainly one of those things you could easily miss. So that is to go up like that. Yep. That will eventually rest there, I believe. I'm trying to find the sweet spots for this. Problem is, I don't know how much tension this is going to need later on versus okay. So I believe that is that. Then this will come over like so. Yep. Right, this is going to be difficult. You're going to want to make sure the cable isn't pinched between the connectors or anything. So very carefully pushing this all together. There we go. It's a tight fit. And then okay, so that's going to be the okay, I think that's it. No, that's, oh yeah, I see, yep. Okay, so now we need our pins. So pins. Insert the smooth end of the metal head pin into the hole of the left side of the pterodactyl head. The pin must go all the way through the neck so that the assembly is securely fastened. And it wants us to use 4110, which is the smaller head pin. So this is the head pin, that is the neck pin, I believe. So inserting the smooth end through the neck, looks like our earlier pins. This is going to require some work. I do have concerns about this wire. Can I move it down to the middle a little bit more? Take the neck pin out for a second. Right, okay, so I'm going to put that down the middle there. That's better, it's a little less disconcerting. I think that's it. It's supposed to go up that way. That's why I'm having trouble. So that should go up like that. Yeah, because then these instructions really are not clear. That's it. Push us through there. That's it. There we go. That's our pin pushed through, and that will then give us the eventual head coming down. Yeah, that's correct. There we go. There we go. And then the back neck assembly, and turn the assembly from the previous step over and align the holes of the base which I think is going to go like that. So that will come in like that, and like that. Yep. Okay, so just making sure this is like that. Take our pin, push that through one of the holes. I'm trying to get this lined up. There we go. Come on. Does not want to line up. That's it. Looks like it doesn't want to go all the way. Almost looks like there's something in there blocking it. Definitely not that. Let's try this again. Okay. That's in position-ish. Come on. There we go. That's it. Oh. Does not want to go all the way through. There we go. Oh. That's it. There we go. Then this will come down. And plug over like that. And that will then slide there. That will come back to rest on top here. 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 And on. There we go. So our pterodactyl's definitely coming along. They have a little bit of concern over the length of the excess wire here for the battery. Hopefully the battery's going just about here and it will clip in easily enough, but the wire in the picture seems to be longer. But that seemed to be the best I could do, so we will see. I may end up having to try and undo all that. Gods, I hope not. But there we have our pterodactyl coming along nicely. I will leave it here for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, and until next time, may the power protect you.